So it's Baze Junkie transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, and this is part one of a Q&A series, probably because Ed Amokian wanted to know if I've done any vinyl releases with Sascha Müller, and I suppose he does mean like me and Sascha joining the studio together, but in fact Sascha and I go way back, so there's a little more story to tell, a little more of a series of releases to show. So Sascha contacted me when I had just launched my label Erzählt Recordings, and back in February of 2000 the Mushroom magazine kind of falsely announced that I was looking for artists. So I received a bunch of demos from different artists, and Sascha's demos were amongst these, and I loved them, and I guess I phoned him up or sent him an email, I don't remember exactly. But we've known each other like ever since. We've been friends ever since, with a growing friendship over like 25 years. And yeah, Sascha is one of those artists who released in the first like period of my label as well. So back in 2005, this little 7-inch came out. Travel box 19, limited to 300 copies on like kind of marble turquoise vinyl. Has been sold out for long, so this is Sascha Müller solo on Erzählt recordings in 2005, and then way after that, in 2021 I think, Sascha Müller did this one, like old tracks that have been sitting around for a long time, Beat Junkie, Dope Beats, Erzählt recordings 08, so this is Sascha solo once again with like industrial acid funk and stuff, beautiful golden vinyl. A few copies are still available, so check out my Bandcamp and whatever. And before that, I was associated kind of for a while with the Munich-based label, had a mixtape release with them, and they asked me if I could do like a vinyl record for them. And I'm not a producer, I got many ideas, I have a feel for arrangement, but that was the occasion when Sascha suggested we should join the studio together. So he's very like DAW apt and does know his studio inside out, and I come in with ideas and concept, and as we know each other for a long time, it's like a kind of like proper, like very effortless workflow when we work together. So a lot of talking up front and like developing of ideas, and then the tracks in itself that we do together like developed very quickly. And the idea was to do like a kind of bass music, grime, dubstepy thing for that Munich-based label, which resulted in the first Combat Dubs release, which was done basically in like 1.5 afternoons. And the Munich-based label, for some reason, liked the tracks at first, but then after like half a year of silence, kind of decided they were or wanted us to change things and stuff, and we were not into that, because we are like, when we produce a thing with the idea of releasing it, that's the thing we deliver, and if you don't like it, you don't like it or whatever, but we don't change those tracks. So this resulted in me relaunching Erzählt recordings in 2018 with Combat Dubs 1. That's our like joint bass music project, Sascha Müller and me, Baze Junkie, at the controls. And we followed that up in 2020 with Crystals and the speed mix of Crystals on Erzählt recordings. We did a print run of, I don't know, 200 copies I guess, on white 7 inches, which sold out pretty quickly, and this was like a release that has been like internationally recognized by many bass music heads. Serendipity in Milano like called this one of the main or best 7 inches or best singles of 2020. Sold out in 3 months I guess, or 4, and after the virus hit, we decided to do a repress edition in 2023. So that's me and Sascha Müller again, Crystals and the Crystal Speed Mix 2023 repress on like dirt vinyl. So another 200 copies were done of those. So this is Combat Dubs, basically is me and Sascha Müller together for bass music and stuff. And yeah, that was like led to like our like production effort evolving kind of, and so we decided a while ago. No, Sascha was asked to do a remix for the Colombian artist IMJDP by a South African label, and he wanted to do like a kind of footwork juke thing, and wanted me to join the boat. So what we did was we did that remix for IMJDP for the South African label with a digital release, and decided to keep the vinyl rights, which resulted in this one-sided 7-inch on my label freebreakz.fwd. I hope you can see this right. I will take that out. This is now a by IMJDP from Colombia, and this is our Mental Inertia remix, one-sided 7-inch vinyl, catalog number 02 on freebreakz.fwd. So this is like global bass, footwork, jungle, and all that kind of stuff in between, global fusion. Juno Records in the UK was very fond of that and wrote a like interesting, great review, and also the Hardwax guys from Berlin like reviewed this proper. So still available, a few copies, so IMJDP on freebreakz.fwd. And then a while ago we decided we wanted, I guess it was the same day when we did this one, because we did this in one afternoon once again. And the Crystal Speed Mix, I guess we finished in like 6 hours or so, like original track and remix. So then we decided, well, we want to do like some like minimal, quirky, minimal house stuff. And this resulted in a track that was called The Broadcast on DLJive, one of my labels as well, a label for experimental house. As you can see here, the essence of experimental house. This is a 2-track 7-inch, and there is also a track by Are You Dead 42, Acid Jackson, which is more like experimental acid house, pumping house stuff, and our track is more like quirky, underground, minimal house with some like interesting sound effects, and yeah, very funky, very groovy, but also very raw and like very like 90s sounding. So this is Sascha Müller in baze.djunkiii, The Broadcast on DLJive. And then we did a remix that was released this year in early May for Tiggy Mouse for the track Distance on the Düsseldorf-based label Hauch Records, which is released on the Patronage 5 compilation, a compilation album. This is also like Cologne Shuffle, minimal house, dreamy, not that dark as our like music used to be, but we always wanted to do like a thing in like Cologne Shuffle style. So that was like an interesting venture, and I think in September we're going to do another remix which might come out on another compilation thing, and we're planning to do some drum and bass tracks, and also we got a joint mixtape release on the label Car Sharing Tapes. I hope you can see this right. So this is baze.djunkiii and The Devil, and The Devil is basically an alias of Sascha Müller. Diurnal Tides First Wave. This is the baze.djunkiii side. This is more like electro, acid, trippy, techno stuff, a lot of 7-inches in there, and Sascha Müller's side, aka The Devil, is more like pumping hardcore, not hardcore techno, but hard techno, Schranz, very functional techno stuff. So we have also done a joint mixtape release, which was not really successful because of the guy who ran the label, the Car Sharing Tapes label, totally like, I don't know, did no promo, did no internet promo, did nothing for the release. So this went a little under, but I got all the copies back, and they're still available like in mail orders and whatever on Discogs, and basically with Dex, DJ.de, Juno, and wherever you can still buy this, because the guy who ran the label, yeah, is I don't know, like faulted kind of, and was not able to promote this successfully and or promote that at all for what reason ever. So it's a little pity that this went under, but still a good release. So if you find a copy, go get this. And basically this is the records that me and Sascha Müller have done together, and the releases. A lot of stuff more to come, and we've always said like whenever we hit the studio, it's proper probably best that we don't live in the same city and I got to go down to where he lives and visit him, because if we were in the same city we would like be in the studio together for most of the time basically, and churn out track after track after track, and more tracks than we could probably ever release. And for me, my approach to music production is more with a plan, so I wouldn't like sit around and tinker like with sounds forever just for the sake of doing so, but I like to produce music when I do stuff solo as well, like with my deathambient album in MACROSPACE and stuff, with a plan to release it basically. And so if we did, we would need a lot of money to churn out a lot of like vinyl all over the place. So well, that's a series of records we did together at Emokian. I hope you liked this video. I hope you could learn a little bit. If you want to have some of those, I could refer you to shops, or like check out my Bandcamp or whatever. So I'm gonna go into editing mode. See you in the next one, probably with a new Q&A. If you come up with more questions, I'm gonna link the original like Q&A short thing in the end card as well. So baze.junkiii out. See you in the next one.